Rural law enforcement departments came from all over the state today to try to talk about how to get federal funding for their towns. Connor McCauley spoke with some officials at this conference. He joins us now in the studio with more on that. Connor.
Thanks, Jill. The U.S. Attorney's Office, in conjunction with the Montana Sheriffs and Peace Officers Association, hosted a forum to discuss how rural law enforcement can find and write grants for money to help fund their departments. Department of Justice official Matt Dumermuth and the Director of the Community-Oriented Policing Services, Phil Keith, were on hand to discuss with different rural leaders about what opportunities are out there and how to start applying for these grants. U.S. Attorney Kurt Alme said both are the most knowledgeable source on the topic and are an incredible resource for rural law enforcement to take advantage of. While most areas of the country are seeing a decrease in crime, Montana has seen an increase within the last decade, and the U.S. Attorney's Office says that a session like this is crucial, trying to invert that trend.
The resources into Montana are incredibly important. Montana, as we've talked about, has seen a 35% increase in violent crime from 2013 to 2017. We're dealing with serious substance abuse issues, not only opioids, but a meth crisis. You add those issues and then other burdens on law enforcement, for instance, a lot of appropriate focus on missing and murdered Indigenous women, and the need to find missing people puts an added burden on law enforcement, especially in rural law enforcement. And so to the extent that we can get federal dollars that are intended for this use back into our state, back working for the taxpayers that paid them in, is good for Montana.
This is the first time that this kind of opportunity has been offered to rural law enforcement in Montana, and leaders came from as far as Roosevelt County to take place in the forum. Back to you.
All right, Connor, thank you. This forum was part of the MSOA convention that will continue through the 21st.